Welcome back to the Neuro Finance Masterclass. I'm host A, here with host B, and wow, we have reached a seriously incredible milestone together in this explainer. It is day 69 of our 365 Days to Financial Freedom series.
That's right. And today we are putting an absolute end to literally one of the most exhausting, stress-inducing habits in the entire world of investing. We're going to build the machine by mastering dollar cost averaging. Think of this as the ultimate end of market timing. So if you've ever felt totally paralyzed by the stock market or kind of intimidated by those crazy price charts, get ready because today's session is incredibly practical and it's going to completely change how you approach your money.
Welcome back to the Neuro Finance Masterclass. As you can tell, we are deep into our neurofinance journey right now. You know, in yesterday's lesson, we unlocked what a lot of people consider the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. You saw that incredible growth potential.
Absolutely. But naturally, right after you grasp just how powerful compounding is, you're immediately hit with this burning question. Okay, so when is the actual right time to start? Like, should I wait for the market to totally crash before I put my hard-earned money in? It's probably the most common question out there. And today, we are answering it decisively.
You see, the amateur spends hours staring at charts, just trying to find that one perfect entry point. I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? Refreshing the page over and over, agonizing over every single red and green line.
Exactly. You're reading every single doom and gloom news headline, thinking to yourself, well, maybe if I just wait until tomorrow, it's going to drop another 5%. But honestly, that endless wait for the quote-unquote perfect moment, it's completely exhausting. It totally paralyzes you. You just sit there on the sidelines, totally stressed out, while the rest of the world is moving forward.
So the crucial point is we have to completely tear down this myth right now. You've got timing the market, which is basically the amateur's stressful myth. It's this false belief that you can somehow outsmart the entire global financial system by perfectly guessing the absolute bottom of a dip, which, spoiler alert, no one can actually do. Right, and then contrasted with that, you have time in the market, and that is the architect's peaceful reality. Because the architect, they know that market timing is just an illusion. It really isn't about exactly when you jump in, it's entirely about how long you stay in. Today, we are killing the stress of market timing once and for all.
Okay, let's dive into this because here is our ultimate tool. It's called dollar cost averaging, or DCA for short. Now, this is the simplest, yet without a doubt, the most incredibly effective strategy in existence. It's actually genius. It simply means you invest a fixed amount of money into an asset at regular intervals, completely regardless of the price. Up, down, sideways, it doesn't matter. By doing this, you're effectively removing your brain, your human emotions, and all your anxiety from the equation entirely. You're basically turning your investment strategy into a relentless, unemotional machine.
So let's look at exactly what this means in practice. Is Bitcoin sitting at $20,000 or is it surging to $70,000? Is the S&P 500 hitting an all-time record high, or are we in the middle of some terrifying multi-year low? Guess what? It simply does not matter. The machine still executes the trade. Whether your system is set for every single Monday morning at 9 a.m. sharp, or maybe the first of every month right after payday, the automated system just buys indiscriminately. It completely kills the stress of constantly checking prices because the current price, it no longer dictates your actions.
But naturally, you might be thinking, what happens when things go seriously wrong? You know, a terrifying 50% drop, a massive, scary market crash.
Well, and this brilliantly illustrates the whole concept. DCA actively reframes a disaster into a huge systematic advantage. Look, for the amateur who's trying to time the market, a 50% drop is a total catastrophe, right? It's a reason to panic sell. But for the architect operating the DCA machine, a 50% drop is literally nothing more than a massive systematic discount opportunity. You literally stop panicking when prices drop because you know you are automatically buying more units at a huge discount.
Let's actually do the math on this together, because this is where the strategy proves its absolute dominance. Imagine a normal market state. You have your fixed investment of $100. The asset price is $10. So your $100 buys you 10 units. Pretty simple enough, right?
Exactly.
But then, bam, the market crashes. A massive 50% drop. There's absolute panic in the media. However, your fixed investment is still exactly $100. But because the asset price has dropped down to $5, that exact same $100 suddenly buys you 20 units. Without spending a single extra penny of your own money, you just doubled your purchasing power. Mathematically, a market crash is an incredible advantage for the machine.
Just think about that for a second. You're accumulating more fuel for your compound machine exactly when everyone else is running away in fear. That is just deeply liberating, isn't it?
It really is, because by consistently buying at both those extreme euphoric highs and the terrifying lows, you naturally average out your cost over time. You just scoop up all those cheap shares during the drops, which drags your average entry price way, way down. You effortlessly beat out anyone who's sitting in cash, pulling their hair out, just trying to guess where the exact bottom is.
Which brings us to a crucial concept: eliminating decision fatigue and preserving your neurofitness. Yeah, because as undeniably powerful as the math is here, the absolute greatest benefit of dollar-cost averaging isn't actually mathematical at all. It is profoundly psychological. We're shifting our focus now from just how this strategy protects your wallet to how this incredible automated system actually protects your mental health.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is looking at what you get to simply drop once you have this set schedule. Look at this list of things you no longer care about. The daily news cycle constantly trying to scare you? Doesn't matter. You are completely immune to the panic on social media from all those so-called experts.
Oh, for sure. General market fear literally means nothing to you anymore. And best of all, you never ever again have to wake up and ask yourself that incredibly exhausting question, is today a good day to buy? Because you have an automated system. You are preserving your precious neurofitness for your family, your career, and your actual life, all while your wealth just quietly builds up in the background.
So, we want to challenge you right now. Stop being a spectator waiting around for that mythical perfect moment and become a machine.
You have to completely drop the decision fatigue, guys. Think about it. The spectator just sits there in the stands, anxious, endlessly watching the weather, just waiting for the conditions to be absolutely perfect. But the architect? The architect gets on the field and executes the plan, literally no matter what the conditions look like outside.
Let's move to our next point and see how this builds into real action. Here is your incredibly practical cognitive task for today. Step 1. Just decide on a fixed amount of money. It truly does not matter if it's just $10 or if it's $100.
Exactly. Start where you can. Then, step 2. Decide on a fixed schedule. Pick weekly or pick monthly. Just make a choice and commit. And finally, step 3. Log into your exchange or your brokerage account and set up an automatic buy. Listen, automation is the absolute key here. Do not rely on manually clicking that buy button yourself every week, because your human emotions, they will absolutely try to intervene. Automate your freedom.
So we're going to leave you with this really provocative question. Will you wait for the sun to shine or start laying bricks today? You know, the amateur is always waiting for that perfect sunny weather that honestly might never actually come. But the true architect knows that if you actually want to build a towering, magnificent structure, you don't just wait around. You lay bricks every single day, rain or shine. So take control, become the machine, and start building. We'll see you next time.